There is something about the way this story begins that just grabs your heart so gently. It's not dramatic in a loud way. It's quiet. It's nighttime, a yard, a little rustle under a fence, and then there she is. A Saint Bernard puppy, somehow tucked into the edge of somebody else's world, waiting to be noticed. And the second you see that tiny face peeking out, you're done for. Because she doesn't look like chaos. She looks like a baby who has been very brave for way too long. Not a problem, not an inconvenience. Just a precious little soul hoping somebody kind will see her. And thankfully, the people in this home absolutely did. The first rescue beat here is so tender because it starts with curiosity, not panic. They wake up, they spot movement, and it's basically, wait, there's a puppy under there. That sentence alone is enough to make every dog lover sit bolt upright. And then you get this tiny little creature emerging from underneath the fence like a fuzzy surprise package that absolutely should not have been delivered this way. She's timid, she's confused, and she's also somehow already adorable enough to cause emotional damage. Those soft puppy eyes, that baby face, that little body trying to figure out whether this is a safe place to be. It's impossible not to want to reach through the screen and tell her, sweetheart, you can exhale now. And then comes the part that makes this story feel even bigger than one moment in a yard. They check the security footage and learn how she got there. Someone had thrown this Saint Bernard puppy over the fence in the middle of the night. And that realization lands with such force because she is so clearly just a baby. A big breed baby, yes, with future giant paw energy written all over her, but still a baby. The heartbreak of imagining her alone in the dark is real. But what I love about the way this story unfolds is that it doesn't leave her there emotionally. It immediately turns toward care, toward protection, toward the kind of human response every vulnerable animal deserves. Not fear, not annoyance, just, okay, little one, we've got you now. Once she's actually safe and you get a better look at her, it's over. Completely over. Lottie is one of those puppy faces that feels almost unfair. The dark little eyes, the soft white markings, the expression that somehow says both, I am very small, and I would also like to be included in all family activities immediately. She has that classic rescue puppy combination of caution and hope. You can see her trying to read the room, trying to understand these new people, and every tiny glance feels important. I also love how quickly you can sense her sweetness. Some dogs arrive like a whirlwind. Lottie arrives like a question mark with paws. A very kissable, deeply huggable question mark with paws. The detail that she had been waiting there for 16 hours is the part that makes me want to wrap this puppy in 7 blankets and a full legal guarantee of happiness. 16 hours is such a long time when you're tiny, alone, and don't know why the world has suddenly become so hard. And yet when she's finally found, there's still this openness in her. That's what gets me. Animals can go through confusion and fear, and still make room for trust when someone meets them with gentleness. Lottie doesn't need a grand speech from anyone. She needs food, warmth, patience, and the kind of calm voices that tell her she matters. The beautiful thing is that she gets exactly that. You can feel the whole story start shifting from survival to belonging. I also really love the humans at the center of this. Louie and SYLW don't treat this as some random interruption to their day. They treat it like a life has landed in their hands, and that matters. There's such tenderness in the way rescuers and caregivers step into these moments. No animal arrives with a neat explanation. Sometimes all you know is, this one needs help, right now, and I can be the person who says yes. That yes can become a whole new life. And with Lottie, you can already feel the shape of that new life forming. A bowl, a bed, a name, a hand on the head, a little routine, a safe morning after a terrifying night. Rescue is made of these small acts that look simple from the outside and mean absolutely everything to the animal receiving them. Then the fun part begins. Lottie getting to reveal who she is when she's not in crisis anymore. And this is where rescue stories become such a joy, because safety gives personality room to bloom. Suddenly the scared puppy is also a nosy puppy, a curious puppy, a puppy who may have opinions. A puppy whose paws seem to be operating on giant dog software while the rest of her is still in baby mode. I love those little in-between moments where a dog starts to realize, oh, I live here? I get to nap here? I get snacks here? These people keep smiling at me for no reason? Excellent. There's a softness that returns to her face, and then a spark. That spark is one of my favorite things in any rescue story. And because this family's life already seems to revolve around animals, Lottie isn't just entering a house. She's entering a whole ecosystem of love. There's such a cozy feeling to the way the video opens out from this one abandoned puppy into a bigger world full of dogs, travel, home building, and the kind of people who structure their lives around making room for animals. It turns the story from a single rescue into something even sweeter, a reminder that for some lucky animals, being found is the first chapter of being deeply, enthusiastically included. Not tolerated. Included. As in, yes, you are part of the van adventure. Yes, you are part of the family photos. Yes, your giant fuzzy self belongs in this little pack now. And then, because apparently this story wanted to be extra generous, we get the glorious visual of Lottie growing up surrounded by other giant St. Bernards, which is objectively one of the best possible outcomes for any puppy. The Dodo describes Thanos and Dunder absolutely lighting up when they get to smother their little sister Lavender with kisses, and that whole giant dog family energy spills right into this story's emotional payoff. St. Bernards are already walking teddy bears with eyebrows, and seeing a little one folded into that kind of goofy, affectionate pack is almost too much. The image of these enormous dogs carefully loving on a smaller sibling is exactly the kind of sweetness that restores your faith in the universe for at least a few minutes. Maybe longer if you replay it, which I fully support. What makes Lottie's story feel so special to me is that the biggest transformation isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's the shift from being a puppy left outside a fence to a puppy who can relax into touch, companionship, and routine. That kind of trust is brave. We sometimes talk about rescue as if the humans do all the hard work, but the animals are doing something enormous too. They are trying again. They are letting themselves believe that a hand can be gentle, that a home can be permanent, that food will keep coming, that sleep can be deep. Watching a dog make that journey is never ordinary. It's sacred in the small, everyday way. And Lottie, sweet little fence-climbing mystery baby that she is, makes that journey feel especially precious. I think that's why this video lingers. Yes, it starts with a shock. Yes, the security footage hurts to think about. But what stays with you is not cruelty. It's contrast. It's the enormous difference one kind decision can make in the life of a vulnerable animal. One fence became the boundary between fear and safety. One household became the place where Lottie stopped being the puppy nobody protected and started being the puppy everybody adored. And honestly, that's the dream, isn't it? Not perfection, just safety, love, patience, and enough affection to make up for a rough beginning. Preferably with bonus cuddles and a future full of giant St. Bernard nonsense. So yes, I am completely gone over Lottie. I'm gone over the people who noticed her, the camera footage that led to answers, the care that followed, and the beautiful way this tiny abandoned puppy ends up surrounded by the kind of love every dog deserves. Stories like this are such a lovely reminder that animals are never just animals. They are little hearts, little personalities, little beings with fears and preferences and goofy expressions and a breathtaking capacity to trust again. And when good humans step up for them, it matters forever. If you love rescue stories where the payoff is pure warmth, and maybe a little giant dog chaos on the side, this is a very cozy corner of the internet to stay in. Come back for more sweet animal hearts. I have a feeling there are many more tiny faces waiting to absolutely ruin us in the best way.